You know, the deeper and deeper I start to explore masculinity, testosterone, more specifically testosterone and masculine gene expression, I begin to understand why some of the innate systems that women find universally attractive are all due to this connection with elevated masculine gene expression. So I wanted to take the time today to just talk very candidly about the characteristics, the habits, the actions that are most conducive to you attracting high quality women, or the women of your typical disposition in terms of a girlfriend, in terms of maybe eventually a life partner, a wife, whatever words bring you most comfort and most joy in that regard. Now, one of the first things which was really difficult for me to understand was this idea, or this maybe difference between aggression and assertiveness. Of course, there are a lot of negative connotations when it comes to aggression. That's the fabled narrative, the poisonous narrative, the misogynistic narrative around toxic masculinity. You know, you hear these words all the time. And typically that's what individuals mean when they hear that word, as a man who is overtly aggressive, who is also overtly emotional, who actually doesn't have emotional control in abundance. And therein lies the fragmentation, the division between what we mean by a mature masculine man who is assertive, as opposed to one who has been abusing anabolic steroids like Tren and is overly emotional and aggressive and prone to verbal violence and physical violence in that way. So what do we mean by assertive? We know a man whose behavior and temperamental disposition is that of knowing himself to such an extent that he is comfortable in most social contexts. He knows what he wants, and in many ways he believes that he already to some kind of level has what he wants. And there is and that's the difference between intention and desire. I believe masculine men move from a place of intention and not desire. So it was actually interesting, on my Discord I got one of these questions the other day, and I believe I answered it in a fairly accurate and high quality way. And if you want to join the Discord, free link below. If you want to join the VIP Patreon, I'm sure you can find it down there somewhere as well. So the point, or let's say the difference between a man who is desirous and a man who is in craving is mostly due to that differentiation between a sense of lack and a sense of wholeness. So men who move from a place of desire are in craving. They believe that a part of themselves is fundamentally incomplete, and they are looking around in the world, they are searching the world to find their other half, to find something that will complete them. And that typically moves a man into pleasure-seeking behavior. So, drugs, paraphernalia, adult material, all these kinds of stuff. That is from a desirous man, a lustful man, you can say. A man who moves with intention, because this is the difference between being attached and being detached, which is a very valuable change that one must adopt when trying to bring things into fruition into his life through elements like the law of magnetism, is a man is very, very clear on what he wants, but on some level has realized it is already his. He's not moving from a place of lack, he's actually moving from a state of incompleteness. And in that way, it is only a matter of time before these things come to him. Now, how does one, or what is a good example, what is a good analogy in the way that this might work? I mean, maybe let's take something like cold approach. I mean, we're talking about attracting women. How might a a masculine man, a mature masculine man, cold approach a woman? I really believe there is nothing in the, what would you say, the nuances in the approach that is concerning him, meaning he's not going up there with a special pickup line or a model in his head about a conversation that he wants to model that will eventually end up with him having the number. No, instead, he is detached from the outcome. He just wants to move in a confident, mature manner, introduce himself, maybe goes over and say, hello, my name's Joseph. I actually just noticed you walking by and I thought you were very cute, and I was interested if you would be cool with exchanging some numbers and maybe getting a coffee, getting a drink sometime. He's not attached to the outcome of either success or rejection. He's indifferent to it either way. Whereas a man in craving realizes that all his hopes and dreams and manifestations is dependent on her saying yes. You see? Or maybe the difference between picking something up, like you're going to the shops and you're picking up your groceries. You know that you're going to pick up your groceries. Yeah, you don't have your groceries with you at the moment, but you know eventually you'll be leaving the shop with groceries. But maybe a craving man goes, oh, maybe they're not going to have this in stock. Maybe will I get that? I don't think I'll get that. You know? Maybe that's not a terribly great example, but you see the point that I'm trying to make here. So a mature man, an attractive man to the kind of woman that you want to bring into your life, has intention, mitigates desire, and is very assertive in what he wants. Another great example in this point is when women ask, or the fabled narrative around picking somewhere to eat. You hear this one all the time. Is, no, you tell her where you're going to eat. The worst thing a woman wants to hear is, why don't you choose? And I'll tell you what that kind of looks like in her mind, because I don't know if you're like me, but I never really understood this point. I never really understood why it would matter, because in my mind I'm giving her choice and giving her options. I'm giving her control of being a part of this date. But remember, you asked her out on the date. You made the decision. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to take responsibility for this date. If you're a man and you want to demonstrate traditional masculine temperament, you're going to have to continue in that vein. Is, I am being the impetus, I am being the cause if the effect is the date. And what you are telling her when you say, why don't you pick or why don't you choose, is you have the responsibility of creating the date. And in her mind she's going, this man can't lead me, he wants to make the choices. I know that doesn't sound fair, right? I get that. But that is the reality of what you're doing when you're saying these things. No, you choose. Why don't you pick? Where do you want to go? What are you in the mood for? Don't make me choose. She doesn't want to choose. At most, give two choices. You have two choices. We can either go here or here. I want to go here. I think we should go here. It's great. The food's tremendous. The waiting staff are really, really friendly. We're going to go here. That way you strike a nice little balance, don't you? So the assertive temperament is a very mature masculine frame in which to deposit and demonstrate yourself as a very attractive individual to the world. Other things that I would, maybe on a vanity metric, let's talk about vanity metrics. I'm a massive fan of fitted clothing over branded clothing. Maybe you can talk about branded footwear, your Nike, your Adidas, your Yeezy, whatever you wear. But I think a mature masculine man is wearing trousers, nice fitted, maybe tapered trousers, and a nice fitted shirt, a nice fitted polo like I'm wearing at the moment. Not big splashy brands with Dolce & Gabbana or Christian Dior, Pop Smoke reference there. He's content with demonstrating and showing the fruits of his labor in the gym via fitted clothing. Makes you look smart. Wear a belt. I tuck in my shirt now. Tuck in your shirt. It adds to that V-taper, by the way, guys. Like, you want to show off that wide back, that broad shoulders. Tuck in your shirt. Tuck in your shirt. Wear a belt. You look tremendous. And it's a good way to kind of differentiate yourself from young kids. And because women, mature women, are not attracted to. She's not going to be attracted to you wearing, overtly baggy trousers and baggy shirts and seeing your boxers hanging out your trousers. She's not. I mean, maybe when she was 18. But think about how your style is dependent on the kind of woman that you would like to attract. And if that woman is a little bit more mature in her disposition, wants to start a family, then present yourself as the perfect option for her. What else? Be interested to get your personal opinion on what you believe is conducive to this mature masculine frame in order to bring into fruition that ideal character. I did a long video on language, and your tone and your word choice is equally going to frame you in a mature or more immature way. If you're still using swear words, if you're still using colloquial language, that might not frame you in a way which is more intelligent. And I think there is a certain brand of women which is typically higher in quality, who have a preference for men who have a good lexicon, good vernacular in the way that they speak and present language and communicate. Equally, a deep masculine voice through breathing practice, diaphragmatic practices, and understanding that the voice is coming from a deeper place in your body as opposed from nasally and at your kind of throat level equally. I also think setting boundaries is a very important principle that not a lot of men do, especially if they haven't had a lot of relationships, or maybe if they're having their first relationship, is they want to spend all of their time with their woman. And in that way, what you actually do is you start to push her away. The time you spend apart is the time that allows her the opportunity to kind of miss you. And you should be working on your occupation, your business aspirations in these moments, and demonstrating to her that you are a man of high needs. Because being available all the time is not a good look. It is demonstrating neediness as opposed to independence, power, control, and that you are valuable enough to be sought after by other individuals. Like if she's the only one competing for your attention, that is not a tremendous way to frame your masculine power. Anyways, I'm about to get on the motorway, gentlemen. I think it's time for me to conclude this video, but these are not theories, these are facts. Speak soon.